Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from Eddie Hearn, Turki Alalashik. Don't know what they doing. Let's talk boxing. Big boss hog can't pull through the door. Here to talk this boxing before I get about soliloquy. Remember, tough talks don't last. Good people do. Don't off yourself. Caught him enough hotline. Remember, you matter. Peak game. 84s or whatsoever. Your boy just put her to the gym. About to get it cracking. Bracking. Lacking. Whatever was happening. I'm just making up stuff as I go. Hope all is well with you. Happy holidays to everybody, man, for real. Turki Alalashik and Hearn don't know what they doing. Turki Alalashik coming into the boxing game throwing money around thinking that that's how this thing goes. He throwing money around thinking, oh, and overpaying fighters, thinking this is how this thing's supposed to go. And truthfully, he ruining careers. Look at Jerry Big Baby Anderson, okay? Hear me out. Can you sit there and say Jerry Big Baby Anderson was ready to fight Martin Bakole? I'm just being real. Now, I applaud Jerry Big Baby Anderson for taking the fight and fighting the fight, and he lost. But can you sit here and say that he was ready for a fight like that? Can you sit there and say he was ready for a Wilder because he was supposed to fight Wilder at a later date? The man still was developing. He's a prospect. He still was developing. It's things he's still doing that he ain't supposed to be doing. Prime example, Big Baby Anderson, he throws combination punches and he pulls straight back with his hands down. On that elite level, if he was in there with a Usyk, sparked. Right? Even with a Wilder, out of prime Wilder, sparked. Joshua, sparked. Fury, sparked. When you get on that top level, it's different. Right? This is what I'll be talking about. Okay? Look what they was finna do with Israel Madrimov. He was finna fight Boachuk, and then immediately after that fight, go into another training camp and fight in February. So he was gonna fight December, right? And then immediately go in a training camp for about a month, and then go be ready for a Virgil Ortiz, which favors Virgil Ortiz. Why does it favor Virgil Ortiz? Because coming out of that matchup, Virgil Ortiz will be the fresher fighter. He'll be the more rested fighter. Boachuk, you don't know. I mean, Madrimov, you don't know. He may have gotten into a war with Boachuk, right? So he get in a war with Boachuk and then have to come out of that and then try to get ready to fight Virgil Ortiz. I could keep on going. Look what they're doing with Boots. Look how they've managed Jan Boots Ennis. Turki and Eddie Hearn. Has Jan Boots Ennis stock increased since he's gotten with Eddie Hearn? No, it has fallen to the point where everybody wants smoke with Boots. When Boots was working with the PBC, he wasn't signed, but he was working with the PBC. He was viewed as one of the most feared fighters in boxing. Why? Because of the type of fights he was fighting, right? He fought a tough fighter, Romain Villa. You know what I'm saying? Romain Villa, a fighter who had never been stopped, nothing. Boots stopped him, dominated him, right? He fought a Thomas Delorme. He fought, I'm forgetting names, but he fought, Lipinets, right? He fighting these guys who were viewed and who were top fighters. I won't say top fighters. They were good fighters at one point. Right? I said Delorme, he was a good fighter a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? That was more like a stay busy fight for Boots. But Lipinets, good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Romain Villa, good fighter. I think Romain Villa was coming off of the beating Speedy Rashidi Ellis. You get what I mean? Who was undefeated at that time. So all I'm saying at the end of the day is Boots fought him and demolished him. Boots was looking invincible. He go sign with Eddie Hearn and he has regressed. Why has he regressed? The type of fights y'all putting him in, also the image you putting on him. You making him look like he ran from some smoke, which he did from Virgil Ortiz. You're putting him in situations. You put him in situations where he got to make drastic decisions immediately. Hey, man, you need to decide if you're going to stay at welterweight or move to 54. You got 20 minutes. Huh? Like, then give a man no time to think about it, no time to be like, man, let me think about it for a day or two. Nah, you need to decide in 20 minutes. Turki Alalashik need to know, like, immediately. So these are the things that I talk about. They don't know what they're doing, bro. And I'm just going to keep it real. They don't know what they're doing. I applaud the effort. I see what they're trying to do, but it's not successful. It's not, and it's not conducive to a fighter and building a fighter up. And another thing, they keep putting boots back in Philadelphia, right? They keep putting these black fighters back where they from in their hometown, right? They get boots, they put them back in this hometown in Philadelphia. Why? You try to make Boots into a global star. So, in order to do that, you got to put him in different markets, right? You try to make every fight in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You try to make a unification with Mario Barrios in Philadelphia. Why? Why? This is why I sit here and say they don't know the landscape of boxing in America or anywhere. Because they do that stuff in the UK. They take Anthony Joshua and he won a fight. They put that man in his hometown in England. And that's it. Kell Brook, they take him, they put him, when he was fighting in England, Amir Khan, same thing. They don't look to, okay, man, we trying to make you into a big star. Let's put you over here. Now America is different than the UK because the UK actually backs their fighters. Win, lose, or draw. That's one thing I applaud about the UK for what I've seen. Australia, all the countries over there, they back their fighters, whether they win or lose. America, over here, you lose, that's it. They done with you. They're like, okay, who bandwagon we gonna jump on next? That's the only difference. So as a promoter, you got to understand that, right? You look at fighters like Errol Spence, Gervonta Tank Davis. One thing that the difference is they put them in different markets. Errol fought in Brooklyn. Errol fought in LA. You know what I'm saying? Errol fought in Texas. Errol fought in many different places. You know what I'm saying? Vegas. Gervonta Tank Davis fought in New York, Georgia, LA. He done fought all over Vegas. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to come to Texas and fight. Like, he done fought in different markets. You feel what I'm saying? So they done fought in different markets. So they were able to develop a fan base to where if they lose, they still got a fan base that's going to support them. Right? That's just what it is. Canelo, same thing. Canelo, he from Mexico. He fought in Mexico early on in his career. Then he came to America, Texas. I remember when he fought Arislandi Lara and Minute Maid back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Or was it James Kirkland? I think it was James Kirkland. He fought in Minute Maid. He didn't fought in Houston. He didn't fought all over Texas. He didn't fought in LA, Vegas, New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't. I don't think Canelo's fought in Georgia. But he's fought in many different markets to the point where he has a loyal fan base. That's how you build a fighter. That's how you build his brand. You can't keep sticking this nigga. My bad. You can't keep sticking this fighter in his hometown and saying, yeah, this is gonna work right here. That's not how you build a fighter. I'm sorry. That's just not how you do it. Also, how you build a fighter is put him in fights that are gonna help him develop as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? What do I mean? You put him in there with a style that's gonna help him be better. You don't put him in there with a style that, you know what I'm saying, is not gonna help him be better. Like a Kara Chukadezi, How did that help Boots be better? Now, granted, Chukwudeze was his mandatory, and in order for him to keep his belt, he had to fight him. But I'm just saying, how does that help him be better? It's more than just putting money behind a fight. You have to develop your fighter. You know what I'm saying? You have to have clever matchmaking. You know what I mean? That's going to develop your fighter, right? That's just what it is. And as your fighter grows, as his fighter grows, that's where you put him in with matchups. Okay, I see you struggle with boxers, so we're going to put you in with this dude who's a pretty good boxer, right? That's going to prepare you for this one. This type of fighter. This top boxer is a great boxer. You get what I mean? Like, these are the things that I'm talking about. That you got to develop your fighter. Eddie Hearn and them don't know how to do that. They don't know nothing about developing a fighter. They don't care or nothing like that. Look at Eddie Hearn, how he was acting when Richardson Hitchens won. That man was not happy that Richardson Hitchens won. We're going to keep it real. He wasn't happy. He wanted to make that Liam Paro versus George Kambosos fight. That's the fight he wanted to make. He didn't want Richardson Hitchens to win. I'm telling you, he knew for sure that Liam Paro was going to beat Richardson Hitchens. And Richardson Hitchens dominated Liam Paro. That should have been a unanimous decision. He dominated Liam Paro. I was about to cough. I'm still sick. And that ruined everything. That's basically what it is. I don't understand why people sign with Eddie Hearn. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't help you improve as a fighter. If anything, he just makes sure you get paid. That's it. That's what he doing. Boots is getting, from what I saw, he getting $3 million from fights. I get it. You making a coin. You making the money. That's cool. That's live. All right, cool. I want every fighter to get their money. Keep getting your chicken. Keep getting your money. That's live. But understand how you going to be looked at as a fighter. Nah, you food. Everybody want to fight Boots. Everybody want to fight Boots. You know what I mean? There's certain YouTube channels that back Boots, and I understand that. I don't do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, if you try to put a jacket that's wrong on a fighter, then that's when I support a fighter. But I don't just back a guy because I know him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We got to keep it 1,000, bro. Like, signing with Eddie Hearn was wrong. I'd rather Boots just would have represented himself. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to sign with PBC. It would have been more lucrative, too, for him to sign with PBC because PBC has majority of the champions. You want to become undisputed. So it would have been better for you to sign with the PBC because they have all the champions. They have all the belts. You could have got all these fights that you want. That's all I'm saying. It makes more sense. You can make all the in-house fights you want, get those fights. You sign with Eddie Hearn, them fights ain't going to happen. I'm just keeping it real with you. You ever notice all the PBC fighters are loyal to Al Haymon? It's hard for you to pull a PBC fighter away from Al Haymon. But PBC so-called broke. PBC ain't got no money. PBC going out of business. But every fighter that's with PBC are loyal to Al Haymon. Why is that? Every PBC fighter don't got nothing bad to say about Al Haymon. Why is that? The only time they leave PBC is when things are not going in the fashion or form that they wanted to go. As far as they done lost a couple times and they not making the money that they once was making. So they get desperate. I'm be real. Deontay Wilder did that. I look at that as selling your soul. Deontay Wilder went signed with Eddie Hearn because they giving out money. Y'all got to understand how this thing go, bro. So, we shall see how this little experiment goes when it comes down to Eddie Hearn and Turki Alalashik. But they don't know what they're doing. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's go.